A package of bills that would address high maternal mortality rates in the United States.
Now, one of those bills is named after a Georgia mother who died after giving birth to her second child. We featured Kira Johnson in our Atticus investigative series, Mothers Matter. Her husband, Charles, has been fighting for better health care for expecting and new mothers ever since his wife died. He says after noticing there was something wrong with his wife in the delivery room, they waited nearly 7 hours before a doctor ordered an internal exam. His wife died 12 hours after giving birth.
He told me that there was nothing they could do to save her, that she was gone. A wife that wasn't just in good health, but was in exceptional health. And not walking out is something that I never conceived, and even 2 years later, I still can't make sense of it in my mind.
Charles was on Capitol Hill yesterday to see the bill introduced. It would invest community-based organizations and initiatives to prevent maternal mortality, especially for Black women who are more at risk than any other group.